Dearly beloved, this episode of Ike Sermons is brought to you by the Smoke of the Week. Dice Stick.
Are you sick of waking up every morning just to be alive? Are you ready to give up that free sample of death each night and subscribe to a premium membership? Then friends, I've got the smoke for you. Die Stick. Die Stick has the aroma of acetone and rotting fruit and the flavor of sweet eternal sleep.
Side effects may include, but not limited to,
I don't know.
Die Stick, when you want to escape student loan debt and existing in a slowly rotting body. Die Stick. Start chain stoking today. Death. People have many things to say about what it is, what it isn't, what may or may not happen after one dies. Why do we have to die? Why can't death come sooner?
ashes to ashes, dust to dust. For out of it wast thou taken. For dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return.
That's biblical stuff. And I realize that a lot of people hold the Bible as an authority on what's real. I beg to differ. The Bible claims that God made everything out of nothing. Yet, he made Adam out of dirt, thus the ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Now, why could God make an immense universe out of nothing? But then he needed one more thing to make man. Anyway, that's where that phrase comes from. And I think that the only part of that they kind of got right is that returning to the dust part, because we can observe rotting corpses decomposing back into detritus.
Aw, don't be sad. They're in a better place.
Looks like a casket to me. Unless by a better place you mean somewhere where they can't hear your bullshit. Let me address this all too commonly used platitude. Aw, don't be sad. Your former friend, family member, or significant other, as far as we can tell, will never exist again except in your memories.
But don't be sad.
Mourning our loved ones when they depart, whether they go to some celestial Disneyland in the sky afterwards or not, is a natural process and something that we're going to have to go through. So don't delay that. The longer it takes to come to grips with what has just happened, the longer it's going to take to come up with a way, a realistic way, to deal with it. Yeah, that sounds harsh, but if you got in a very bad car accident, are you going to pretend to not be hurt? Or are you going to do your best to accept the situation and, I don't know, maybe call 911? They're in a better place now. Now, I take this to mean that you believe in an afterlife of some sort, and not only an afterlife, but one that's very pleasant, or at least better than here, because you said they're in a better place now. Afterlife ideas usually have some type of religious connotation to them. Like, for example, in Christianity, you have heaven and you have hell. And I think the Catholics had something like purgatory, but then no, they got rid of that because none of them can seem to make up their mind about, details. But anyway, heaven and hell. When you say that the deceased is in a better place, I take it that you mean heaven. If the better place that the deceased have gone to is the heaven as described in the Bible, is that really a better place? Because when people die, often we're told, well, God needed another angel. Even though he created angels before man, so there were no men to make angels out of, but now suddenly he needs people. Your child with cancer will do. I don't understand how it's a better place when it says that the holy angels will sing at his throne day and night. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord, day and night, for eternity. I don't want to go to church for an hour, let alone 11,000 years or whatever. Maybe that's your cup of tea, though. It's also said that only God knows your heart. So while you're assuming that this person is in a better place, you don't know their heart like God does. Are you certain they're in the better place? As far as we can tell, when people die, that's it. It's kind of like when a battery no longer holds a charge. And if this thought disturbs you, the thought of just not existing, how much of a problem was that for you before you existed?
You can't take it with you.
They just may have gotten this one right, or at least mostly right. I could make a bunch of jokes about taking things with you when you die, like the car that you were driving during your fatal crash, or the Cadillac you got buried with, or the fancy clothes that they spend a lot of money on to throw you in the dirt. To be honest, I don't think you even really go anywhere. So if you're not going anywhere, you can't take anything with you. But let's pretend,
and I do mean pretend,
that we actually do go somewhere after death. You can't take your earthly things with you. So why not enjoy them while they're here? Don't worry about somebody being materialistic or in love with money. Now, I'll agree that being overly materialistic or too in love with money takes love and caring away from your fellow human being whom you do share space with on this planet, whether you like it or not. But the things you do enjoy while you're alive, why not enjoy them? long as you're not hurting anybody. That's why, as sad as it is, it still cracks me up when people throw themselves on the caskets and say things like,
Take me with you! Take me with you!
wait a minute, they can't take things with them. That includes you. I mean, unless you're in the car when they have that fatal accident. I do agree with the religious folks on one thing, however, and that's if you don't visit me or talk to me or have interaction with me while I'm alive, why the fuck would you want to do it when they're throwing me in the dirt? Are you showing up just to make sure I am indeed dead? Fuck them flowers you brought. Put them in your yard and enjoy them while you're still alive. These are all things said about death. And I have a few that I'm fond of, none of which are truly my own, but I share the sentiments. It is not death that I fear, but not living. People fear death because it's difficult for one who's only known a world with them in it to imagine one without them in it. What happens after we die? All kinds of things. It just doesn't include us. Death is the solution to all problems. No man, no problem. Why should I fear death? If I am, death is not. If death is, I am not. Why should I fear that which cannot exist when I do? And probably my favorite by the late Christopher Hitchens.
I do not especially like the idea that one day I shall be tapped on the shoulder and informed, not that the party is over, but that it is most assuredly going on, only henceforth in my absence. Much more horrible, though, would be the announcement that the party was continuing forever, and that I was forbidden to leave, whether it was a hellishly bad party or a party that was perfectly heavenly in every aspect. The moment that it became eternal and compulsory would be the precise moment that it began to pall.
Go play.
A big thanks to everyone who watched this video, an even bigger thanks to all subscribers, and a special shout out to my newest subscribers, Synapse On and Jory Stevens. Thanks for keeping your word, little brother. If I missed you, your profile is set to private. Send me a DM on Messenger and let me know. That's at Ike Illfaith ENT.
Listen to me. Thank you. Wow, what a terrific audience.
I only have one question. Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
I confess it. Crimes in the series are beyond counting.
It's fun. Look at the fun we're having.
It was good. It was great. I hate you.
You suck.
Why not simply share?
You drunk. Don't take it personally. I don't entirely trust myself. Oh, are we friends now? Stop that. You're making me uncomfortable. Evil notions in my head.
You think you're bad, huh? Woo, woo, woo. You hear that? Suck it, partner.